Hello, folks. Well, many of you seen our 1934 Model BB Ford with the flathead V8 engine in parades that we have each year, like the Christmas parade and the summertime parade. Well, it's been a good old vehicle and is now 89 years old. We sure have come a long way since 1934. One thing about these old engines was that the fuel pump was on top of the engine. A few years ago, I showed how to rebuild that Stromberg carb on this engine, but still, when it sits for a long time, the fuel drains back down into the tank, which is actually under the front seats. So after that long of a time, it won't start without giving it a shot of ether or gasoline. Well, that's okay, but I actually decided to add an electric fuel pump to pump the gas up to the main fuel pump with just using a momentary switch to turn it on and off. Well, this is a totally stock engine and far from being a show truck, so don't expect to see pristine. But it's always been a good driver no matter what. This is how I did it. Here we go. So this is where the battery access port is, and I am actually charging with a 6-volt charger. So while I'm waiting to do that, I'm going to go ahead and install that electric fuel pump now. Here we go. Now this is the fuel pump right here. So this is the intake. I'm going to mount an electric fuel pump. That way I don't have to prime it, because I've always had to prime it. I made a little deal here, a funnel. I can pour some gasoline and prime it. Note that this is a 6-volt positive ground system, so the red wire is actually ground, and this is also a positive ground pump. So I'm going to hook up the electric fuel pump. I'm going to mount it here somewhere, probably right here, and we'll see how that works. So right here's the push button. All I have to do is push that, and that turns on the fuel pump just momentarily. And you can hear it. Okay, all good, no leaks. There you go, all hooked up and running sweet. And that's just for priming, so this will pump the fuel up this way. And once it's in there, the fuel pump right here, that keeps it going. You know, in the previous videos I made on this truck, I added some old-time music, but several commenters had complained, said they wanted to hear the engine, but couldn't because of that. Well, you know, you really can't hear the engine in this thing when you drive, as the gears make the most noise, as you can hear. So no music, and I hope you enjoy the sound of this sweet flathead V8 and other segments of this video as well.
Nice truck.